boys and girls, we've been working with this letter this week. Do you remember what letter that is? It's the letter W. Okay, we have our capital W and our lowercase w. The W makes the W sound, like in wagon and web and walrus and watch and wedding and weather. There's lots of things that begin with the letter W. So we're going to be working with the letter W today. Okay, W is for wagon, w, w, w. W is for wagon, w, w, w. So we're going to be doing some more work and review that letter today. And what we're going to do is let's take this paper right here. Before we do that, I just want to go over how we make the letter W. Remember, we make the letter W, we start at the top and we slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. And then the lowercase one is the same way. Slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. Okay, so that's the letter W. Now what we're going to do on this paper here, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trace with our black crayon. We're going to trace the letter W. Okay, so let's start at the top, right where the black dot is. Remember, you always go from left to right. Starting at the top of your letter W, we're going to slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. Okay, trace right on that dotted line. And we're going to do the lowercase one the same way. Slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. Okay, now over here we have a letter search. So we're going to be looking for the letter W. And if we find the W, we're going to circle it. If we don't find the W, then we're going to leave it alone. Okay? So let's look at this top row first. Okay, look at this little letter here. What letter is that? Is that a W? Yes, that's a lowercase w, so we want to circle that. Okay, and right next to that, is that a W? Yeah, that's a capital W. Okay, I'm going to circle the capital W. And then what about this letter? Do you remember what letter that is? That's a T. Should we circle it? No. What about that one? That's a W. Should we circle it? Yes, that's a lowercase w, so let's circle that. Okay, now be careful because these are kind of close together and they're kind of small, so be careful you're only circling one letter at a time, okay? Let's come down to the next line. Is that a W? No, that's a lowercase n. And how about this one? Is that a W? No, that's a capital G. It's a capital G. So we want to circle that? No. Now what about this one? There's a capital W, so let's circle that one. And what about this one? Is that a W? Yes. Circle that. Okay, and let's come down to the third line. Okay, let's look at our first letter. Is that a W? Yes, that's our capital W, so you want to circle that one. Is this a W? That's a lowercase w, circle it. And what about that letter? Do you remember what that letter is? That's our capital S. Should we circle it? No. What about that one? That's our W, that's our capital W, so let's circle this one. And come down to the very last row. How about this letter? Okay, we didn't get to that yet, but some of you know what that letter is. That's a Z. Okay, that's a Z. We don't want to circle that one. What about this one? That's a W. That's our capital W. Let's circle that one. And this one? That's our lowercase w. Let's circle this. And what about our last letter? What is that letter? That's a V. Should we circle it? No. Okay, so let's see. Let's see how many we found. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We found 10 W's in our letter search there. Okay, now in this section, what we're going to do is we're going to first trace the letter W, and then we're going to write our own. Okay, so let's start at the top where the black dot is. Remember, look at your paper. You want to go right on the dotted lines. Okay, take your time very carefully. Let's trace down, up, down, up. Okay, that's our capital W. Let's do it again. Ready? Starting at the dot, slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. Okay, now remember, you want to take your 2-finger space, and we're going to make another W. You ready? Starting on the top line. Slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. Okay, we're going to make one more over here. Slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. Okay, so that's our capital W. And now we're going to do our lowercase w the same way. Starting at the dot, let's trace together. Down, up, down, up. Okay, let's do our next one. You ready? Starting at the dot, slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. Okay, leave your 2-finger space. Starting at the middle, right in the dot here, right in the middle line. Ready? Down, up, up. Okay, and then we're going to leave 2 fingers. Do one more time. Down, up, up. Okay, so that's our letter W. Now down on the bottom, we've got some pictures. And we only want to color the pictures that begin with the letter W and the W sound. Okay, so listen very carefully for that W sound at the beginning. What is this first picture? Do you know what that is? That's a kite. Listen carefully. Kite. Should we circle that? No, because that does not begin with the letter W. And what about this one? This is a wagon. Wagon. Do you hear the letter W sound? Wagon. Yes, we do. All right, so let's color in the wagon, because wagon begins with the letter W. Wagon. Okay. That's our letter W. Wagon. Okay. All right, let's look at this next one. This is a dinosaur. Dinosaur. Should we color the dinosaur? No. And do you know what that is? That's a web, like a spider web. 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 Should we color the web? Yes. Okay. You're coloring your web. Okay, now remember, if you're using black, very lightly, okay? Because you don't want a black blob. You just want to see what it is. Okay, down here, we have a fruit that we were talking about the other day. Watermelon. Watermelon. What letter does watermelon start with? W. Good. So we're going to color in our watermelon. Okay, watermelon begins with the letter W. So we're going to color in there. Remember, the outside of a watermelon is green. Okay, so we have our watermelon. And this is a watch. Remember, watch is like a little clock you'd wear on your wrist to tell time. Watch. Do you hear the W sound? Watch. Yes, begins with a W, so let's color the watch. Watch begins with the letter W. Okay. And do you remember what animal this is? Remember our big book was Willy and Wanda? What kind of animal were they? A walrus. Walrus begins with the letter W. Walrus. Okay, so we're going to color our walrus. And you don't want to color the walrus's teeth. Okay, you could either make them gray or you could make them brown. All right, so we're going to color our walrus because walrus begins with the letter W. All right, and our last picture is a guitar. Guitar. Should we color the guitar? No. Okay, so we have wagon, web, watermelon, watch, and walrus. And all those things begin with what letter? W. Good. Now, there's something else that begins with the letter W. Do you know what animal this is? This is a wolf. This is a wolf. A wolf is an animal that begins with the letter W. And we're going to be reading about wolves today. It kind of does look like a dog, doesn't it? We're going to get into that in just a minute. Okay, but this is wolves. Now, this does not have drawings or illustrations. This has actual pictures and real photographs. This is by Laura Marsh. Okay, so these are actual real pictures of real wolves. Okay? Look at that one. That's a white wolf. It's pretty, isn't it? Okay. You see what that wolf is doing? What's that sound? Oh! Yeah. That's a wolf howling. That's how a wolf howls. Oh! There's a lonely howl in the distance. Then More voices join in. The chorus of howls sends a shiver down your spine. What's making the spooky sound? Wolves. Okay? Wolves. Wolves all around. Wolves are found all over the world. They live in hot places like deserts. They also live in cold places like the North Pole, and that's what we see in this picture right here. Okay, it's cold places like North Pole. The most common wolf is the gray wolf. Now there are more than 30 kinds of gray wolves, and they're not all gray. They're not just gray. They can be brown or black or tan and white too, and sometimes they're a combination of those colors, like this one here on the cover. These are just 3 kinds of gray wolves. This is called an Iberian wolf, an Arctic wolf, that's a white one, and a timber wolf. Okay, they're kind of black. Wolves and dogs. Remember I said they kind of look like dogs, right? Well, wolves are the largest member of the dog family. That's why they look like. Foxes, coyotes, jackals, wild dogs, and domestic dogs, which are the ones we use for pets, are also members of this family. So our pet dogs are relatives of the gray wolf. This is a German Shepherd, and this is a timber wolf. Okay, so our pet dogs are relatives of the gray wolf, and that's why they look alike. Did you know that? Yeah, it's like they're all cousins. Okay, but wolves and dogs are different in several ways. Wolves have a longer snout, that's this part right here, okay? Wolves have a longer snout, stronger jaws, and larger teeth. Dogs have a rounder head and shorter legs. The biggest difference is that dogs like to be around people, and wolves would rather be around other wolves. So this is a gray wolf here, okay? He's got larger teeth, strong jaws, longer snout. Okay, now this wolf and this golden retriever are cousins. Okay, the dog has a rounder head and shorter legs. Okay, so they're cousins. You have cousins, right? Yeah, we all have lots of cousins. So dogs and wolves are actually cousins. All right, now this says pack life. Wolves live in a family called packs. Wolves live in family groups called packs. A pack includes a male and a female wolf, their young, and a few wolves that have joined them from other packs. There are usually 6 to 10 wolves in a pack. Wolves need each other. Together they find food, protect one another, and care for their young. A wolf alone can't survive for long. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? They need other wolves. Hunting. Wolves are great hunters. They travel many miles without getting tired. They can usually run faster than their prey. Those are animals that are eaten by other animals. Wolves eat small animals such as rabbits. They also eat big animals such as moose, deer, caribou, elk, and bison. And wolves eat a lot. They can each eat 20 pounds of meat in one meal. That's about 200 hot dogs. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Wow. Wolf talk. How do wolves talk to the other wolves in their pack? They whimper, bark, growl, and snarl. But when they need to talk long distance, wolves howl. And when one wolf starts howling, others tend to join in. Howling is what wolves are famous for. I wonder what they're saying. When they're saying, oh, maybe they're saying, watch out, or help, or where are you, or yippee, we caught dinner. Maybe they're saying, come hunting with me, or maybe they're saying, stay off my turf. Okay, so we don't really know. They know what they're saying. We don't know what they're saying. Leaders of the pack. The pack's leaders are called alpha wolves. There is one alpha male and one alpha female in each pack. They are the smartest and best hunters. Alpha wolves guide the pack. They decide when to stop hunting and where to sleep at night. Alpha wolves also eat first at every meal. Okay, the alpha is the leader in a group. And here we see a picture. An alpha wolf lays its nose on top of a pack member's nose to show who's boss. So if this guy starts causing trouble, the alpha is going to put his nose on top there and say, knock it off. I'm in charge, not you. And the guy was like, okay, I'll listen. Pups. Baby wolves are called pups, just like dogs are called pups, right? Baby wolves are called pups. 4 to 6 pups are usually born in each litter. Pups weigh 1 pound at birth. That's about the size of a peanut butter jar. Pups weigh 1 pound at birth and can't see or hear. They snuggle safely in their den with their mother for the first 2 weeks. Every day they grow bigger and stronger. At about 3 weeks old, the pups leave the den to explore. Okay. When the pups are bigger, other wolves in the pack care for them too. They bring the pups food. They also babysit them while the rest of the pack is hunting. And you've had people babysit for you too, right? Yeah, see? Even wolves do. Wolf pups start hunting with the pack when they are 6 months old. When young wolves are 2 to 3 years old, they leave to form their own packs. Okay, and here are some things that we learned about some wolves. Okay, this one says, pups will open their eyes when they are about 2 weeks old. Okay? And this one says, a wolf's sense of smell is about 100 times greater than a human sense of smell. That's interesting. Down here it says, newborn pups can't keep themselves warm. They need mom for body heat. And this one says, each wolf has its own howl, which sounds different from the howl of other wolves. I didn't know that. Did you know that? All right, and up here it says, wolves usually won't hunt outside their own hunting grounds. Pups play with toys, such as a small dead animal from a kill or a piece of its bone or fur. An alpha wolf shows who's boss by walking tall with its tail and ears held high. And down here it says, wolves roam long distances, as far as 12 miles in one day. That's a long distance. All right, let's see. It says, wolves rarely attack people. They are afraid of them, but wolves do attack farm animals. Mostly for this reason, people have killed millions of wolves. So many wolves were killed that there are no longer any wolves in a lot of places. Some people worry that wolves might become extinct. That means that they won't be alive anymore. Okay, that's a group of animals that's no longer living. So some people worried that wolves might become extinct, so they decided to help. They passed laws to protect wolves. Today, wolves are returning to many places around the world. Okay, so today there are about 100 red wolves living in the wild. Okay, wolves return. Wolves have returned to Yellowstone National Park. Once the park had many wolves, but only one wolf was left by 1926. Scientists brought wolves from Canada into Yellowstone in 1995. The wolves had pups. Now there are about 100 wolves in Yellowstone. Once again, wolves make their home in the park. All right, so we're learning about wolves, okay? And we know that wolves can make that sound, okay? Make that sound, okay? It's like a, oh, okay? And you know what? You know what I used to do when my kids were little? You might like this. When my kids were little and I'd be giving them a bath, and you know how sometimes when your mommy's washing your hair and the soap gets in your eyes? Well, nobody likes to get soap in their eyes. So what I would do when I was washing their hair and I'd go to rinse their hair so the soap didn't go in their eyes, I would tell them, put your head back and pretend you're a wolf. So they put their head back and I'd be rinsing their hair and they'd go, oh, and pretend they were a wolf. Wasn't it silly? You might want to try that too. Okay, so now look at this picture here. And I want you to look at this picture, all right? And it kind of looks like this picture in our book, doesn't it? All right, so this is what we're going to do. We have this picture, and it says, W's for wolf. Okay, we have our capital and lowercase w. We have it again down here. Now, on the body of the wolf, you see what letter? Okay, we see a W. So we're just going to color the W right now. Okay, And remember, W makes the W sound. So we're just going to color in the W. And then what you can do is you can go back later and you can color your wolf. Now remember, we know that the wolf can be different colors. It could be black, or it could be gray, or it could be white, or it could be brown, it could be tan, okay, or it could be a combination of those colors like we see on this wolf right here. So after you color your W, you can go back and you can make your wolf the way you want to make it, okay? But we know that wolf begins with the letter W. And when a wolf is howling, okay, when wolves howl, that's how they talk to each other, right? Because they can't call each other on the phone, can they? No, of course not. And they certainly can't send each other like an email or something. So, when a wolf wants to talk to each other, they howl. Let's try to howl like a wolf. Oh! Good job. Okay.